Hello everybody and welcome to another modern video with the Merfolks. This deck made the top 4 of the Yokohama Open, a 750 people in Japan, tournament in Japan, and it's definitely interesting, so let's take a look at it. It's only playing 2 Silvergill Adept, 1 Spreading Seas, and 2 Mistcaller. So this card is a 1 mana 1/1 Merfolk, and you second sacrifice it, and at the end of the turn, if a non-token creature went into the battlefield and it wasn't cast, you exile it instead. So this is main deck hate for Archon of Cruelty, and maybe something else, but I definitely think about Archon of Cruelty a lot, and the Japanese do the same because they respect it so much. Everyone is over in the sideboard. Creativity was the most popular deck in the tournament, even more than Murktide Regent, so the Japanese definitely have a lot of respect for the Creativity deck. 3 Force for Dismember. 2 Otawara, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of 2 Otawara in Merfolks. But yeah, overall, this is an interesting list with 2 Silvergill main, 2 sideboard. Yeah, I'm just excited to always try new decks on stream, and even if this is not that far away from a new deck, it's definitely a winning list that won a lot of rounds. In a very diverse metagame, as always in Modern. Price Tackler. They have a companion. And it is Giganta. Alright, I'm keeping the one lander with Aether Vial. Giganta usually doesn't mean Prismatic Ending. So hopefully the Vial can stick around and let me cast all my Merfolks. Yeah, and for seasons there were 2 creativity in the top 8. I just recently put Merfolks out of the top 15. My top 15, my monthly top 15 modern decks for Channel Fireball had Merfolk in the top 15 for a few months, but I removed it. Okay, this could be Fair Breach. Always fun name because obviously Under a Breach is not a fair card, but um, I think I'm just passing. I don't wanna. So if I play Master, it dies to removal. If I play Merfolk Trickster, it dies to removal. Vodalian Hexcatcher also does, but at least it's a flesh card. And also Trickster is, but I think Trickster can be better. Whereas these 2 cards just die to removal and it's okay. And this one is flesh. So for me, it's okay. Yeah, I'll just play this and let him kill it. Oh, Lava Dart. Oh, so this is prowess. Okay, then. I was not expecting prowess, but obviously can make sense. This is a very good deck. I have a lot of respect for prowess. Put in my top 10. Alright, so I'll take this up, draw, let's see what it is. Tide Shaper. I think I'd rather pass here. I can also go 1 mana Tide Shaper, 1 mana Dismember. And then violin something else. That's probably okay too. Because I might want to keep Dismember for Sprite Dragon. Since that's slightly better. Nah, I think I like to do that. Yes, I'll go Dismember this and Tide Shaper. Remember, Tide Shaper is a 2/2. So 1 mana 2/2 is a Maru. Oh, trophies from that deck? Yeah. you have any questions, by the way, this is the best time to ask. It's as is, you know, if you're a Twitch chatter and like sometimes some people just drop some like wall of text when I'm playing, and you know, or maybe in the Instagram DMs or things like that. But I have a platform every day where you can ask me questions. And there's a lot of that time. We're playing a very ancient program that doesn't punish at all away from keyboard. So yeah, just shoot your shot, shoot your question now. How's my day? Well, it just started. I played one League of Jund. It went well, and hopefully it will be even better later. You're preparing for RCQ season between two decks, 8 Blast or the main zoo. Any thoughts about that? I don't like 8 Blast. I think zoo is better, yes. Am I coming to Relic Fest 3 in France? I am not. Okay, my opponent is back. Their creature died, and I'll play in Izamaru. Go ahead, opponent. I say Izamaru because my opponent has a Steam Vents in play. So their Lava Dart doesn't have a window to kill anything. Yeah, Kredzor, play my latest list of Domain Zoo without Nishoma Brawler and Tarmogoyf. I think that's the best one versus Murktide. And to play awful cyber cards like Rest in Peace or, you know, things like that. People like to play bad cards in the sideboard of these decks. I don't know why. They could suck the van to the art. Yeah, I would love it. I would respond with this. How did I do in the Legacy event this weekend? I did great. I went 5-1 in a Saturday side event, and I went 7-2 for 11th place in the Sunday main event. But then they banned my deck. All right. I can wonder what to do now. I think it's just Trickster the Sprite Dragon here. I'll Trickster the Sprite Dragon to remove flying. Let's see what they do. One thing, there's two things I miss from Magic Arena. Only two. One is the auto tapper, very nice. And two is the rope, amazing. Best invention they ever made. Okay, they go mutagenic growth. Let's see if they get delirium. Hopefully not. They only need a sorcery or a Mishra's Bubble. They find an instant and they find a creature, so still no delirium. The rope gives you anxiety. I'm sorry. I love it. Auto tapper sometimes ruins your mana. Well, if auto tapper ruins your mana, anything would have ruined your mana, I think. Because, like, if when you drag the card, you see how you tap in. Blaming the auto tapper, it's usually, I mean, whatever. Anyway, the Merfolk Trickster. What's going on here? Okay, opponent is digging desperately for delirium. No, they found delirium. Vabbè, ma è inculato. Dove c'è un block? Allora, chat, my opponent has one card in hand, they have delirium. If I think I can block, right? I think I can block, because otherwise I'm dead next turn. A Vial goes up, yes. Classic second Otawara. That's okay. Am I dead on board? Yes. I'm dead on board. Rip. Ripperoni. Happy International Woman Day. Yeah, that's true. Thank you for reminding me. I did remember to say that to my girlfriend and my mom this morning. I didn't say it to the chat. I guess I should have. Allora, Chalice of the Void. Very good. Harbinger? Harbinger? Not great. Let's remove the Spreading Seas. Let's remove the Force of Negation. Let's remove the Mistcallers. I'd like to add Harbinger of the Tides. Maybe Silvergill Adept is actually bad here. But maybe having this thing here. How old am I? This year, it's the big. This year is the big 30. This year. So I'm still 29 for many months, but eventually I'll turn 30. Will this league be uploaded to YouTube? Yeah, unless like something terrible happen. Like I go 0-4 and I'm a very negative toward through the whole video. Usually all my videos go to YouTube. It's very rare that some videos don't. Your hair started turning gray the day you turned 30. Woo! Okay. No, I don't think, I mean, obviously I don't want to jinx it. I mean, it's not, nothing is bad, but my problem would be the baldness because my whole family from my father's side is bald, and I have a hole here, but this hole has been here forever. So at this point, I'm assuming that it's just staying like this for a while. You know what I mean? You miss young Mango. Dilla me. uh, uh, I miss young Mango with wizards loving the play the game, see the world, loving people traveling for their tournaments. I miss that, yes. Allora, do I go top two islands, play Lord of Atlantis? Or do I just go Tide Shaper? Yeah, let's go Tide Shaper. Wood Kicker. Opponent's gonna go land kill this, but maybe they don't have a land and they die. You think you could pull off the bold look if it happened? Yeah, I mean there's plenty there's plenty attractive bold guys in the world, so yeah, I hope so. But honestly, I think that I got my genes from my mom's side, and their family's all very hairy. So, oh, I didn't change the stream title. Thank you for reminding me. Merfolk. Ah no, ma che cazzo è cambiato? Refresh. If you refresh, you get the. Um, and I'm putting it as the pump spell, so I guess I can't block. All right, let's race. You play any other games beside MTG? No, I made the big gamble. I went all in the game of Magic the Gathering, and I never done anything else in my life. Well, except outside of having a degree, I guess. Allora, newly controlled. Activate. Tap. Lord. And it's a race. I'm probably losing this race, but if I'm not losing, I win. How did you get into MTG? As a child in the beach? Or some people played Magic, some people played Pokemon, some people played football, football soccer, I think it was called. It was another game with cards. And I liked Magic the most. Also, I had like some cards from my brother which were pretty good. So I was winning. That obviously helps. If you win, the game is great. If you lose, the game sucks. That's the same thing to this day with like a draft format. You go 3 on your first draft, format's great, and that's the same thing with every game. If I'm not losing, I win. Exactly, exactly. That's true. In Belgium, you say that you'll get your hair from your mother's father. No science to prove it, though. Yeah, I've heard that around too. I've heard that saying around. So it must be. I mean, you know how like this saying actually have some base of truthness. Wait, do you say truthness or just truth? No, I guess truth. I'm winning this game. I hope so. I mean, I do some sponsor stream. I've played Genshin Impact for 4 hours into different streams. And it's always good to do this sponsor stream because they just remind you how good is Magic, and you also get paid for that reminder. Like Magic is just such a great game that playing these other games is good. It's good for the reminder. Sometimes you might just get like mana screwed once or twice, and you'll be like, oh, I hate this game. You know, it's like some people told me actually that like you have to eat bad so you can appreciate the good more often. Which was cheaper? Magic? Is it expensive Magic? Well, it's not expensive. You have to play tournament. Oh, shouldn't say that. Oh, Wizards, now listen, please. What do you think of expressive iteration gone in Legacy? It's probably fine. I have to unbuild 2 decks now because they both had expressive iteration and Lifelong Adventure. Yeah, this opponent is just the lowest, but here we are. There's no rope, unfortunately. Wow, they managed to die. That's cool. It's cool that we win. It's less cool that we're gonna play game 3, which is gonna be slow, just like the other 2 games. Yeah, Chazamnis, it is. It is. Here in Australia, prices are doubled. Sure, sure, sure. Prices are doubled, but your salary is also doubled, and all these things that the world has taught us. So I would say that overall, well, you guys getting paid? the was that what did that meme come from? You guys getting paid? You guys getting paid meme. Aspetta, which show was this? I know you're a meme. Which show was this? Was it Malcolm? Mill Family? The Millers. Did we call it Malcolm in Italy? Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah, in Italy we call it Malcolm, I think. Yes. Man, that's crazy. Like there was this like a very popular channel owned by Berlusconi, which you might know, that was just putting American TV show all the time. So as a child, we would always watch American TV show. So like every child of my age, but I'm going to assume like even in the future generation, we just have like this big dream of America. So when I was like, let's say 18 to 20 to 22 maybe, and I was going to America for Pro Tours, I had this like, oh, I want to live in America and things like that. And then the more I grew and the more I traveled to America, like, the 30 times that I did, I was like, oh, no, no, I don't want to anymore. But when you grow up, you just the I don't know, but like the Italian TV just puts you that idea, and it's crazy. It really is. It's crazy. I don't know. This triggered a broader discussion as my opponent. He's taking their time. Yeah, it's a very European thing in general. Yeah. Traveling really just is the best. Like I have a cousin of mine that is, I think, 18 years old, and he's doing 1 year in England. Like I think it's like his fourth year of high school in England, and I think that's amazing. Like when I left kid, I'll do the same. Like just traveling at young age just opens your for like 1 year just opens your horizon so much. No, Chalice. Asian countries have the same thing of Paris, Europe. It's called Paris syndrome. Wow. Or cousin. I mean, eating. You can eat when you come back. Let's play Man of War. No, no. I think it's a great idea. And also, like, you get to learn the language in a way that the people of your age will never learn as well as you are. Yeah, you have a New York syndrome. To be honest, we went to New York in December, me and my girlfriend. We loved it, and she wants to go back this year as well. Honestly, it was a great holiday. My cat person. I don't really like animals in general. I don't know. Maybe because my cat is like, it's not that friendly to be around with, my cat. So I just have a, you know, bad experience with cats. When your Italian grandmother was alive, she made food better than any restaurant you've been to. Yeah, I'm sure. It's kind of funny, but my joke has like, whenever he makes like good food that he's very proud of, he says something like, "Oh, you can't find this at the restaurant," something like that. Which it's funny to say for me, so to hear it for me, but it's true actually because of it's just a lot of ingredients, like the oil, for example. At home, you always have good oil. At restaurants, they usually have bad oil. Things like that really add up. You guys are describing the US an intended product of cultural imperialism. Well, to be honest, like culturally speaking, historically speaking, um, America saved Italy from Germans and things like that, and gave Italy so much richness that Italy became from like being one of the poorest country to being one of the most rich country in the 80 or things like that, 70. So obviously Italy owes a lot to America, and you still see it ever in the politics. You came from Twitter. What happened? Well, I finished the league and I played new league. The John League went 4-1. Pretty good. What if I block? They clearly have mutagenic growth. I think I'm fine to trade it. This is a 2-for-1. In my town, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, you just love it arting? That's fine. You don't think it's like that? You don't think the history is like I suggested? That's fine. It might not be. It might not be. This is, I guess, my vision. Maybe. Can you have a vision of history? Historical vision. Reveal a Merfolk card from your hand. Did enjoy a lot history when I was in high school. Historical perspective, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. The industrial and everything, yes. But, I'm really just clicking buttons over here. I went to law school. Yeah, I have a degree in law. I studied in Bologna, one of the oldest, maybe the oldest law school in the world. Back next guest on the channel. Yeah. That's a 6/7. When did you play for a spell? I guess at the chum block. What type of law? Well, you just study law for 5 years. That's it. Like, it's not, you don't study a type of law here. It's just one university. It lasts 5 years. Yeah, this is how it works. Other university are maybe divided in two. Like you go 3 plus 2, and you can specialize. But this is how it works here. Equal to a master degree. Maybe again, I don't know. Over here, there's all kinds: criminal defense, family law, and etc. Well, I would say that maybe after you get a law degree, you can. No, I don't think so. I think you have a law degree, and then you just apply for the lawyer exam. You study for 1 year usually, and you become a lawyer. You do the bar exam, but I didn't do that. I only got the law degree, and it was when the MPL came out. What? Underwear breach? Probably dead on board. I guess I can do this here. Where do you rank Yawgmoth creature currently? If you check my YouTube video for Chana Fireball, where I rank every modern top 15 deck, you can see it easily. I believe it's in the top 10, somewhere in the top 10. I don't think too high of it, but it's obviously a good deck. You should Trickster in upkeep? Why? Yeah, no, Yankuri. I know that Italy at the beginning of the Second World War was with the Nazis, but then what happened was that the king left, and the Germans arrived in Italy. Actually, my grandfather used to tell me all the time how Nazis came to his factory in the countryside and just stole everything, and and a lot of other bad stories about it, and yeah, then the Americans were actually the one that came from the south and saved Italy from the Nazis, and They also he told me how the soldiers brought things like Coca-Cola, which he have never drank before. Yeah, these are his stories. I mean, obviously, this this happened in the 4045. He's was born in 34, so he was like 10, 12. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not technically dead because by removing the delirium from channel, our opponent cannot do an insane value with this bubble. I'm still like obviously dead, dying to my opponent deck. I was actually pretty sad that I got to win game two because this meant that I had the game three. But I guess we talked a lot about non-magical stuff. Yeah. We're playing Magic or talking history. I mean, honestly speaking, the Magic that went on this game was very like it's Merfolk. It really just plays by itself. You play one creature at a time, whereas my opponent just doing all the sort of fun stuff. All right. Usually, when your opponent has four bubble trigger on the stock, you should concede. But maybe they time out. I don't know. Guarda lì. Madonna, ma quanto fa cagare? Ma quanto fa cagare? Che è? Credo blue card. Oh, is the gore event just attracts a real for the memes? Memes. You play because of this. Oh, you pay because of this. That's okay. You're welcome. Bye, bye. Difficult mango stream? Yeah. Let's play Trickster. Shrimp that. Block Swift Spear. Maybe they have six lands in hand. These two decks are on a different level. Yeah. You know what's also on a different level? My opponent timer. But I guess they use their timer more efficiently than me. Explosives? Anybody can give me an explosives, please? Probably still lose. Oh, bel Chalice. Oh, bella merda. Le Chalice. Professor Black, thank you for the 27th month. Welcome, welcome. It's time to play some Enchantress. Why? Well, whenever Enchantress wins a big event or top 8's a big event, you'll see me playing. No, I don't know. Yeah, Enchantress is also like, I don't know, locking the opponent, just waiting around. It's not the best gameplay, but sometimes it's okay. It's laggy. MTGO, it's laggy for you. It's no problem for me. Man, this first match killed all my excitement to keep on playing this league. Not that I had much excitement, honestly, but Watermelon is always shit. No, bowl of smoke. I would say that um, that means it's a little bit worse than that. Good conversation, medium Magic game. Very medium, yeah. You want to talk Pauper? Yeah, we can talk Pauper. Not a fish fan? Not really, no. But I love to play decks that I don't love. Does that make any sense? I love the challenge of being proven wrong. But I swear, every time I play Merfolk, I'm not proven wrong. But then I see it doing well, and I'm like, yeah, it wins. Hey man, just Kyle Bosch. Round number 2, we got a mulligan. Apparently, there's no islands in my... who took my islands? Anybody took my islands? Is Goblin a thing in Modern? Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. It is a thing. Do you enjoy 1 versus 1 human interactions in paper? Yes, very much. Very much. It's very fun to shake your opponent's hand and just talk about where you're from. I love to ask where are you from. I love it. I enjoy talking with people. Can I draw an island? No, double blue. Opponent, I said island, not double blue card. Love a bad demolition field. Woo, look at that! I drew an island! Wait, I don't have Silvergill Adept? Will you discard it? How dare you discard my Silvergill Adept opponent? Dio. So you like my car market videos? Thank you. Yeah, the best. I mean, the best thing of Magic is social side. Honestly, I totally agree with that. Like again, this weekend I went to this tournament at Four Seasons, and it was just so fun. Just finishing your game, like it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, if you win, you're happier, right? But even when I lost, you just like get to talk to people. It was a ton of fun. People that maybe you don't can. Oh, okay. People that you don't just never talk with because you only have interactions online from different regions. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, we're actually in the game here. Let's play this. Can confirm. Okay. Have you seen that they're printing Snapcaster Mage, Grizzly and other for historic? I haven't, but I'm happy that you are excited. I'm also happy that I managed to prepare for the RC standard without opening arena ones. Very happy about that. Opponent has played the Castle Loft. Wait, I untap with Svyelun? Ma vámonos. Vámonos. Draw a card. Whoa, look at that. Man, drawing extra card is just there's no feeling as good as drawing extra cards. Really. I think my opponent's going to use Demolition Field end of turn. And I can float mana and cast Vodalian Hexcatcher. So I want to play creature. Here, the cost only 2. We met in the toilet. Yeah, I remember Mario. I know. I actually thought about it the other day. They changed the rules. I don't know. I understand. Yeah. Were you upset about it? That they changed the rules? I changed the price schedule before the last round. Obviously it hurt some people. Yeah, but overall I think it was a better change. But I understand that it might be upsetting for you. How did you finish with Grixis Delver? I did very well with cause I invoked Despair. I did very well with Grixis Delver. Yes, I went 5-1 in the side event and 7-2 in the main event. The prizes were very good. For top 16, 200 euros their credit. I bought a Mana Crypt with it. They didn't tell them that, yeah. Let's use the Cabal coffers. Sorry, let's shrink the Cabal coffers to an island. And let's play the Vial. Go. The prizes. The prizes. Yeah, they changed the prizes. Basically, they were paying because at Four Seasons they never played the top eight. They always split, and the way it happened was that they forgot to do that for that event, but they changed it afterwards. You don't complain now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damnation? Come damnation? Damnation. Ma che siamo matti? It's a scariest graveyard deck in modern right now. Dredge. Yeah, no, Dredge is good. Dredge is good, yes. Poppergeddon in Pisa will have 2 days. Yeah, Poppergeddon in Pisa will have 2 days. I'm so happy for that. In Milan, it will only have 1 day. It's like a 600 people event in 1 day. It's like a massacre. It's a meat grinder. 600 people in 1 day, it's just. Yeah. It's terrible. It's honestly just terrible. No, nothing else. For the judges, for the coverage, for the players. It's only good for the TO that has to pay the room only for 1 day and get all the entry fee. Hey, tutor. Okay, looks like our Svyelun isn't tapping. Can I draw a good card? Mannaggia no, Isola Base. Good card, I said. Good card? Not bad, not bad. Much of my collection is in Italian and how much is in English. Usually I buy from my store, LGS, so whatever he has, Italian, English, it's all good. As long as I can read it, I'm happy with it. What keeps on drawing with Castle? Invoke Despair. They have a Profane Tutor up there. That's scary. So they can cast the Archon of Cruelty here. Oh, una bella fiala al top deck. Like this weekend, I was trying to purchase. I mean, old cards I like in English because they are maybe a little bit more valuable. Thoughtseize. What do you have there? Which Puresha card am I excited to draft in the cube? Atraxa. I have a lot of cards here. Actually, I guess I can show them off. I have a lot of cards here that I purchased that I'm gonna add to my cube. Since I'm just losing every match, might as well just. Allora, I purchased a foil Atraxa, Chaos Defiler for the cube, Save October. I don't know why but I want to put a lot of I want to put a lot of yeah, this is spoil. I want to put a lot of initiative cards in the cube to see how it is. Arcane Proxy, Touch of the Spirit Realm, Air the Gargaroth. All of these are foil. Oma, Cityscape Leveler, and a Volcanic Island that I lent this weekend. I lent so many dual lands to my friends this weekend. Because unfortunately, the Four Seasons is still a zero proxy. So yeah, I should have to land card if you want to play. But on Friday they had a full proxy team event. How do you terminate if a card is bad or good? With my big brain. Oh, Lola. Dismember. Let's get Aether Vial. 59. Okay. Let's bring in Harbinger. And go. Maybe Mistcaller also sucks. Harbinger was better. Yeah, zero proxy legacy. I mean, they still had 374 people. I'm keeping this hand, whatever. If I don't draw lands, I'll lose. How? Usually by if it reminds me of another card. That's the easier way. No Orvar for Archon. You think they... Nah, chat. If they cast Archon, you lose. You don't want to draw Archon in this matchup. It's not creativity. People who have the cards. The problem is that so many people sold the cards because they're like, you know, like why do you have to own 4 Volcanic Island just to play them once every 3 months? If you know. E niente. I was hoping to draw. It's okay. Let's keep on playing. Mercurial Spell Dancer. Yeah, it's not. It's not good. Sorry. Sorry if I got your hype up and you bought it and you are now being like, Pepe, who you told me was good. It's wrong. It's not. No proxies in legacy events feels like gatekeeping. It is what it is. Do you have an opinion on where to go with Delver? Cause Explosion Zero? Well, why? Um, I said in the article that you should go under. So you should play things like Preordain and Chain Lightning instead, and then post sideboard have big cards to beat the control. What are they doing? Flash out push? Is that what's happening? I guess I'm fine, and I just play a new one. Yeah, I want to hold the force. And that post cyber, you have cards like Heart of Cunning, Maddening X, Press of Progress, because you can't grind anymore with Delver, so you have to go under. Totsis. Che palle, no, you take my force. Okay. Yeah, but standard decks, you can play them in Pioneer, it's the same cards. Right? Legacy is just dual lands, which you don't play in any other... I mean, dual lands. It's the problem of Legacy, it's not, it's the dual lands. Obviously, the cards like Tabernacle and Gas Cradle, okay. But, yeah. Because, like, if you take out the dual lands, the Legacy decks are basically modern decks. in terms of price. You put it on the bottom. Wow. Well, I'm glad I kept up mana then. When an ultimate in attack? Basically, just like the evoke side on these cards is terrible, and if you evoke an elemental like this, yeah, it's not great. Act of cruelty. Ooh. Any Orvar action chat? Wow, why did you take damage there? Okay. What if I go? Yeah, I might just beat the. The Lord. Oh Lord. Tuck. Much you usually spend MTG per month? I don't know. You just buy the cards. I like to buy. I like to buy every card, but like I can't be the norm. Like I'm obviously this is my work. This is my job. I buy cards because I just show off and yeah. I've always hated the pro players that have to like tweet out, "Oh, I need a deck for my tour tournament after I won 10K a month ago playing Magic." You know, I always hated that. Often like giving out informations about what they play as well. Yeah, marketing for sure. Do you get your write-up cards as business expenses? Yes, yes, for sure. Being like, oh, I don't care about owning. Yeah, this mindset I never liked. Anyway, I get to tap the Archon, sacrifice the Mutavault. Do I want to sacrifice the Mutavault here? No, maybe I just sacrifice a Trickster. Yeah. If it doesn't provide the cards? No, of course not. They provide me a salary. Buongiorno, Tom. Mutavault survives damnation. Yeah, but if they have damnation, I don't survive. Okay, I won. Congrats, Subtlety. Thank you, thank you. Oh, una bella blue hand. I'll keep it. I think it's fine. Unfortunately, the range of keeps of this deck. It's like this. Svyelun. The reason why I think Merfolk is... Was that a keep? Well, why do you ask that? Just play your game. Was that a keep? Like you say, oh. Is watching Pro Tour a good way to get better? I don't know. I feel like the way to get better in Magic is to play against better players, so playing Magic Online. And yeah, you can like watch these videos and quote unquote study, watching them with mute, maybe. Try to think about what you should do, and then thinking of what you would do and then maybe if I do differently, try to understand. You love to have a Merc that's signed by Mangu. Sure. I mean, I signed cards all the time. And your foil borderless Ragavan? Did I? Really? Did I? Wish I had a companion. I wish I had another deck. Oh, sorry. Can't say that. Golozone, okay. I don't make it mad though. Oh, I forgot I had this card in my deck. A bit. Oh, va? Magna questa. 1 mana, 1/1. Cool. Uh, all right. Bye bye, Jessica Newman. Thank you for watching. Golozone. Tu você. All right, you got it. Yeah, I'm sure, Professor. Buongiorno, Tom. Thank you, thank you. See you in Naples this weekend, Tom. Oh, well, I think when your deck loses to mono black coffers, it's time. It's time. It's time to pug it up. All right, let's play another match just because I have nothing to do. But yeah, I don't know. Be back soon. Round number 3 on the play against Survival of the Fittest. The Fittest. What are you having for lunch? Well, Kalk is still around, so I'm sure my father will have something special in the plans. Although I've been eating too much since Kalk is here, so he leave tomorrow. I'll have a day of relax, which is actually not true because I have dinner with my girlfriend on Thursday night. But yeah, and then I'll go to Naples. Man, this week I'm gonna gain like 2 kilos or something. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. All right, Blackcliff Cliff. Okay. Well, how about your Blackcliff Cliff becomes a basic island? Buongiorno, Pivo. What's he doing right now? It's some sightseeing around. He posted a picture earlier on Twitter. He was at the beach. Io sta merda, mezzo. I just go Svyelun? Or do I want to wait and have Indestructible first? Yeah, maybe. I go Mistcaller. Go maybe to go Ramping. Maybe it was better to go Svyelun. I don't know. The problem with Svyelun is that maybe they play Liliana of the Veil. Like, you never know. Ooh, By the way, Professor, I went to Hawaii 2 years ago, I went to visit Travis in the I believe he's in the East Coast, right? Of Honolulu, and he brought. Okay, we can sacrifice the Mistcaller to kill the Grave. If they try to scam it, right? Until end of turn, if non-token creature with anti-buff and it wasn't cast, it was out instead. He brought me and my friend to surf. Of course, I didn't even try, but my friend tried and failed. Surfing does seem like one of the hardest thing at the beginning. I remember walking in the okay, they took the Hexcatcher. Okay, I don't know why, but I didn't feel like casting the Hexcatcher there. Just keeping up Svyelun, I think it's better. And now I actually keep up also Mutavault so that gets indestructible. Walking in the Hawaii sand, it's much so crazy, right? Because you assume sand is the same, but it's much different than our sand. Okay, so this guy now has indestructible because I can turn on the Mutavault. I was mega holding up post bannings. That's okay. If they ban iteration in modern, I would be holding up way worse. But there's no risk. Don't worry, chat. Nothing's getting banned in modern. Especially until this summer, where they'll have a new set that might shake everything up. Wow, you shock. What? Why for? What for? What do you do there? Terminate. On the Mistcaller? Huh. Oh, I see. Because you want to terminate also this Svyelun after. Yeah, but there doesn't seem to be that many decision points with Merfolk. It is definitely an easy deck to pilot, yes. I mean, obviously, if you watch and you're playing Murphy, you'd be like, no, that's not true. It's super hard. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. It's Magic. Obviously, it's hard. There's no easy decks. Burn top hated for seasons, and it was a good player. So I'm sure that he, played well during the event and made a top 8 because he played well during the event. Oh, they're scamming the Svyelun, the Fury now. Okay, I guess we have Otawara. Maybe they're not scamming it. Let's see if they're scamming it or not. Okay, they are scamming it. Interesting. People underestimate how difficult is Hammer. No, I think people. You know what? Actually, I think it's the opposite, Professor. People over. I don't know, but I think people are just so be like, "Oh, Hammer is so difficult, so difficult, so difficult." I don't know. It's yes. I mean, I'm not going around saying it's easy, but I've also harder decks. All right, I think I just want to bounce Fury. Ionian Sea. Lefktada. Lifkada. Never heard of it. Hmm. Draw another Svyelun. Attack. I think what I'm doing here is just go Trickster end of turn, and then I can go Svyelun again, and it's protected. Once again. Yeah, the deck building of Merfolk can definitely variate based on the format. I mean, there's the two Mistcaller in the main deck makes me think that the person really edged for creativity. Yeah, never really been. too much in Greece, but I will be for the next regional championship in June will be in Greece, Athene. I think I'll go for. Do I want to go for Lord attack? You go Fury. You kill everything. Ah, it's so bad. I just go attack Svyelun here. Yeah, Athens. We have a regional championship there in June. So yeah, same play as before. I'll have Mutavault plus Merfolk, so this will be indestructible. Obviously, they can go end of turn, kill this, Fury, kill this. Yeah, freeze, Fringe against Scam. Let's see if they go land Fury. Ooh. This should not be a great matchup. But I've been drunk pretty well, I would say. Let's see what they do. 2-2 they're dealing. Pay 1. Do they have Scam again? Yeah. Yeah, if they have a Scam again. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. Plasmal image, yeah. No, they didn't have Scam. Oh, Ragabondash, sure. I'll take it. Don't flip Dismember, please. Dismember. Do you remember earlier when I said about the vision, that I have these visions? I said it before when I was playing Jund. It just happened again. I had a vision that the Ragavan would flip Dismember. Unfortunately, despite having the visions, I still don't believe in them. So I didn't block because I think like, oh, you know, it's not gonna happen. But maybe I should believe in the visions more. I don't know. Being negative? No, no. I also had a vision earlier that I would draw the DRC, the previous game. Like now, I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I don't have any visions right now. Six, and you'll die next turn. Yeah, I'm a wizard, Harry. I'm a wizard of the coast. Which coast? All right. It's good. Aether Vial. Once again, you go out in the retirement. I'll see you later. Actually, I hope to never see you again. I don't like you anymore. Aether Vial. I don't like Aether Vial very much. Uh, do I like spreading seas? Maybe not very much. I'll just have one. One mana, 1/1. Thoughtseize. It's honestly just so good. It's so nice that your opponent Thoughtseizes you on turn 1. It feels good. Oh, by the way, chat, my opponent previously Thoughtseized me 3 times and I never drew the same card. Does that mean They fixed the motor bug? No, they didn't. I just drew the same card as they discarded. Maybe one day they'll fix the motor bug. I think they fixed it for the previous match, but it bugged again for this one. What do you think about predicting Legacy Delver? It's bad. Unless you have it foil, then you can consider it. Every card in foil is playable. Mm-hmm. Enjoy another Silvergill Adept. Wait, how does the motor bug work now? What do I draw here if my opponent discards two cards in the same turn? Can you get in trouble with tournaments with foils? Only if your foils are marked, but you can definitely tell by playing if a foil is marked or not. Also, if your opponent discards two cards in the same turn, the motor bug doesn't happen. The motor bug only happens if you draw exactly. If they discard only one card. I understand. There was a time where uh, I had a brainstorm from FNM for the FNM that were very marked, and I just played them once, and I realized that they were not tournament legal, and I immediately sold them. But otherwise, I often play with foils, and yeah, it's fine. A recent last 4 seasons, I didn't play with any foil. Which legacy deck will you play now? 8 cast. Otto cast. Ooh, nice draw here, not a wire. Otis bug is a myth or coincidence? I mean, it's obviously a myth, but it's funny, it creates engagement, people like to mention it. I go along with it. If you go foil, go full foil. Nah, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, Ray Duke just won the Pro Tour with foil Fable, and his deck wasn't foil, so that's just not true. If you like foil, just buy foil. And if you feel like the foil that you just bought is super marked, you just don't buy it. Just try to buy flat foil and things like that. Yeah, I mean, if your secret lair foils are bent in this way, yeah, you notice. It's not like, oh, I didn't notice. Yeah, of course you notice when you shuffle. Um, I think I wanna grief end of turn. I wanna bounce grief end of turn. Maybe now. Maybe they don't have lands. I don't want to take 4 damage. Even if they go land grief, I have nothing in hand. Hello, Tixelli. I don't know. I don't know how to answer your question. How did we go from Jan to Merfolks? That was definitely a downside. You should have not gone to lunch break. You should have stayed here. Maybe we went to play this deck, but it's your fault. If you thought of that. I'm attacking with Mutavault. If you want to trade, I'm accepting it. You get your money back if your secret lair is warped. I don't know about it. Mango suggestion is don't buy secret lair, but that's another story. You came for John, stayed for chatting. Exactly. This match, these games are so easy that I can honestly just hold a discussion about anything. Mango's suggestion is don't buy Secret Lair, buy from your local game store. Is that scam? My opponent deck is indeed a scam, as in you play it and you get scammed. Ooh, that's a good draw. Because you played it. Yeah, Secret Lair scam, yes. uh, Island Walk. Secret. What if your LGS buy Secret Lair and I buy from them? Hmm. Nah, don't buy Secret Lair. That's my stance. My official, not sponsored stance. Are you dead? Are you dead? I know a lot of people in the world love Secret Lair, and it's okay. It's the same thing with dogs, and I don't know, a lot of different things that people love in the world that I don't really. Do I bounce my own lord? I think it's a great play. I think it's such a big brain play that I'm just like this deck can be played while you do my chores. Nah, then I don't know about that. You love my birthday content? Hello, thank you. I meant to say. I'm sponsored by the anti-layer. No, oh, come Fury. Ah, va bene, ok, dai, ammazza Svyelun. Irish Invention flat enough for tournaments. No, I mean, it's just foils. They are the way they are. It also depends a lot on how you keep it. I did. Please, I don't want to die this game. I don't want to play a third game. I want it to be over! No. Are there decks that perform well that you refuse to stream, play, or line? So every time I play with Yawgmoth, I feel like a total complete fool. Quanti anni sono questi? 10. Hmm. This doesn't seem like the best attack. What have you drawn? No, cosa hai pescato? No! You drew Terminate? Look at you! I lost. Have you done any limited on stream recently? No, no. I drew. Oh, it wasn't that bad. I dropped limited. One day I'll go back. If I qualify to the Pro Tour, I'm definitely playing limited. But without a reason, my content it works better for reconstructed. There's a good news though. That means I can drop after this game. That means I can drop after this game. This that would be a relief actually. How would you replace expressive iteration in Delver? I put two predict. Sorry, no. I didn't put two predict. I put. Do you have CFP Pro? Because I put an article there. If you don't, I made some changes. I cut the sanctuary. I put two. Come si chiama qua? Preordain and two chain lightning. What else have I made? One more Prison Borrower. I don't know. I mean, it's slightly different, but you obviously your deck is gonna be worse, very much worse, very much worse. You will think your deck is still gonna be good because you have good matchups against combo decks, but your matchup against control decks will be so much worse, so much worse. Iteration Sanctuary gave you a late game against control decks. Now you don't have that anymore, so you have to go under and hope that cards like Haymaker, like Court of Cunning, Press of Progress, maybe Blood Moon will carry you. So yeah, that's my Yeah, it's, double sleeving also helps with foil. That's true. I mean, I double sleeve everything, but some people don't. Wait, can it block? Wow, crazy. Sì, ma le spell però, porca puttana. Dai, Giacomo Lega da 5, pesca bene. Ooh, what's this? Floating red? When it likes extra click. Yeah, triple sleeving also helps with foil. That's true. Opponent is a floater. Yeah, yeah, double sleeve is the only way. I know, I know, I know. Double sleeve is great. I still mentioned that it's a very good friend of mine that got his a person just threw a complete full glass of water onto his battlefield and his battlefield got flooded. Double sleeved saves life and cards. You'd be like, oh, like it's the fault of the person who, yeah, yeah, sure, but you know anything can happen. Spreading Caesarea life, exactly. You're going to play John this week, yeah, it's good, good deck. If you're playing Merfolk and Meter Water, it shouldn't be bad. You even double sleeve popper cards. You know, double sleeving popper card, it's fine. I don't do that, but it's fine. It's fine. You can do that because I have so many. I mean, if I had one deck, maybe, but I have so many decks in popper, and yeah. I just, I just wanna leave. I just wanna leave. Let me leave. I leave. Nice hand, opponent. I can show you mine if you want. I leave. Let me relieve from this thing. I'm sorry if you're a Merfolk fan and you had to watch me losing with your deck. I really hope I would win instead, but I didn't. I lost. Yeah, you know that my videos are no, I'm not hiding anything. I am putting all the news out there for everybody. So yeah, you watched a Mengu losing league. I might have played bad. I might have played a bad list. Your list is great. You would have played better. I'm happy for you. But this happened. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And that's it. I'll be back with another video soon.